What's going on, folks? Jay Howe here, and Season 2 has started, and this trick has been around a little while, but I think a lot of people might not know it yet. And we're going to go over this, and it's simply going to be how to efficiently and effectively farm legendary gems. You don't get a whole lot of Keystone Trials early on, so you have to make the most use of them. Now, what you do is you'll simply go in, load up your Keystone of Trials, and this is best done in group play. It can certainly be done solo, but it's definitely much more efficient when you're doing it in group play. Now you go and you start your Greater Rift, you wait for your friends to say okay, and this is where the fun happens. Just kidding. You teleport right out, and everybody teleports out, and you're basically going to get a level 1 Keystone Rift token. So you'll do that, you'll come out, you'll wait, and then you'll get a level 1. Now the idea is simply this. Since you don't have a lot of Keystone fragments right away, you want to be able to get as many legendary gems as possible. Now, if you go in and if you have any bit of gear, a level 1, a level 5, a level 10, Greater Rift, you're going to clear fairly quickly. Now, the problem with that is that you can only do so many in such a short time frame. Now, you'll go in, you get everybody in, you'll throw in your level 1 Rift fragment, and then you'll go in and you'll clear it. Now, the trick is this, is that when you go through and you do your Greater Rift, if you have more than 4.5 minutes left on your timer, it's going to level up that Greater Rift token pretty significantly to a really high level, or at least one, depending on how fast you cleared it. And you're going to get a Keystone fragment. That's cool. And it's simply for going up the ladders at that point or getting to level up your legendary gems. So you'll go through your Greater Rift level 1, and you'll do it pretty quickly up into the point until you get to the Greater Rift boss. Now, once you get to the Greater Rift boss, you don't want to kill him. You want to wait until there is 4.5 minutes left. And the reason you want to wait until there's 4.5 minutes left is simply that when there's less than 4.5 minutes left, it's only going to upgrade that Rift token by 1 level. So you'll go through, you'll finish your level 1, you'll wait till there's 4.5 minutes left, you'll go ahead and kill the Rift boss, and then you'll get a Rift token level 2. Now once you've had a level 2 token, then you can basically go through and do the same thing and wait until there's 4.5 minutes left, kill him again. Every time you do this, you're keeping the difficulty low, but you're also getting legendary gems for every run that you do. Now, you're saying, hey, I don't want to go in there, clear it in 2 minutes, and then just sit on my hands for, another 8 minutes. That doesn't sound very efficient. So what you do, and this is where group play really comes in, what you do is you actually just teleport out. And you'll go back, and you don't fight the Rift boss. You can spawn him, whatever you need to do. Get him in there. Teleport out. And then you're going to take that group, and it's really efficient if you can take that group and do split bounty farming. Maybe Act 1, maybe Act 2, whichever one. Act 1 is very popular, so you can get that Ring of Royal Grandeur. But you basically teleport out and go do bounties while that timer is counting down. Now, if there's, say, 12.5 minutes left, now all of a sudden you have 8 minutes to kill, and that's more than enough time, is so long as the torment level's at a decent difficulty to go through, be able to take 8 or 9 minutes, go through, kill all the stuff in the bounties, and then come back and do everything. Now there's one very important key to note with this method. Once you teleport out of the Greater Rift, you cannot use your teleport again, else you're not going to be able to get back in the Greater Rift. So what you do is you simply load up your map with the M key, and then you map everywhere you need to go. Now you just map over to a certain waypoint, you can map over to your friends or whatever you need to do that way to teleport over, but you do not use your town portal, else you will lose your spot in your Greater Rift. Now once you've done all your bounties, you simply map back into New Tristram or wherever you're at, and you go back and check to see the timer left. If it's under 4.5 minutes left, go ahead and kill the Greater Rift boss. Once that's 4.5 minute mark has been met, you simply get that next level of the Greater Rift token, and you are set to continue doing this, going from level 1 to 2, level 2 to 3, level 3 to 4, level 4 to 5, and so on and so forth, until now all of a sudden you've made use of those 4 or 5 early Rift trial tokens that you have. And now all of a sudden you've just done these low level Greater Rifts, and now you have an abundant amount of legendary gems, whether it be 10, 15, 20, depending on how much you've made use out of this. But it's time well spent. You've now effectively leveled up or gotten your legendary gems. You've gone through and got your Herodric caches and an opportunity to get a Ring of Royal Grandeur, whatever legendary you're working there. You've got your Rift Fragments and all that as well. And that generally can take place in that time from the amount of time that you've completed up into the Greater Rift boss until that 4.5 minute mark. Now, one thing that is important to note, if you're worried about time and you don't finish that in time, that's okay. But it's good to keep an eye on the time in the sense that you go do your bounties, and if you feel like enough time's passed, you just simply map back to the town where you're at. You hop into that town portal, into the Greater Rift that you were in, and you can check the timer that way. If there's still time to burn, simply teleport out and wait and go do another bounty. Or, you can just sit there and wait if you've killed it that quickly. Generally, there's enough time to where you've done it. Now, if it's under 4.5 minutes, maybe it's at 3 minutes, and you're like, hey, we're not done with our bounties, what do? Well, you get everybody back in. You go and you kill the Rift Guardian, and then you can go back and resume your bounties after that. And you've now effectively used every bit of time that you've been in there. You've done bounties, you've done a Greater Rift, you've gotten a new legendary gem. It's just extremely well time spent. And I think this is just one of those things, especially for seasons, that's really important to do when you're trying to get those legendary gems that you need for your character. Not every one that you need is going to drop right away. So this is a really good way to farm that up until you get what you need, or until you get all of them, whichever way you want to do it. So that's the trick for Season 2, or all you new players, to being able to unlock all the legendary gems in a very short amount of time frame, especially for seasons. And special shout out to Panglemont and MC Julius for helping me make this video. Now, as you can see in there, during this video, we also unlocked a vault, which was very exciting for this early in the game, because all that gold is very, very important, especially all the gems and everything else we got from there. So you can make sure and check out that as well. But as always, guys, if this has helped you, or if this did help you, especially for you new Seasons players, feel free to hit that like button below. That is always appreciated. If you got anything to say or you want to add to the video, feel free to put that in the comments below as well. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, we're going to be doing several more Diablo videos coming up, so feel free to subscribe for those upcoming videos. As always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Till next time, happy hunting. We'll see you again.